Alright, Schlockmeister fans, by request, we're going to watch something here called Cheerleader Camp, a horror movie from the late 80s. Let's check it out. The movie starts out with a seemingly dream sequence featuring Betsy Russell. And in her weird dream, she's getting slashed. And yes, it's a dream.
Hey, great dream. What a dream.
But she is a cheerleader.
Yeah, a lot of laughs.
On her way to cheerleader camp. And that's Leif Garrett.
Even at noon, darling.
Here they are arriving at Camp Hurrah!
And there's our competition.
Yeah. Check out the contenders.
Yeah. Take your stuff.
It's George Buck Flower.
Okay.
He's the gardener, caretaker, groundskeeper. Here's our cheerleaders in bikinis. That is Terry Weigel, former Playboy playmate.
Thanks, she's that hot. Is anyone here?
So we have our first death at Camp Hurrah. This is, however, ruled a suicide. Well, apparently they didn't call the police or coroner right away. They just put the body in the cooler because Betsy Russell discovers the body again.
This group thing.
This time they call the cops.
What are you gonna do, Dee? Keep her on ice for 3 days?
I knew once you came out of it that you'd want to close down the camp, and with the owners, I mean, they're coming down on me. The money's tied. Done.
So she screws the cop.
No!
While the chubby guy Tim, he films it all.
Shit! He's almost there! He's almost there!
And of course the tape gets screened for everybody. Leif Garrett plays Brent Hoover. He's apparently a couple
You're supposed to be my boyfriend.
with Allison.
Acting like it lately. Even Pam's starting to get ideas about you.
Allison is still plagued by dreams, like watching her boyfriend screw Terry Weigel. Allison's been playing hard to get at the camp, though, so he does go off with Terry Weigel in real life.
No.
What?
I want this to be a one-time thing.
A few minutes later, Terry Weigel, she plays Pam, becomes the next victim. More dreams. That's the mascot.
Hey, Corey. Don't fret.
They're not noticing Pam is missing.
Bad dream.
Look, I don't care if you kissed her or screwed her. Pam could be hurt. She might be dead. Linda Valley Group, the fly. If you can.
The girl from Teen Wolf on the left wins the Queen Award.
Bonnie Reed.
This chick finally discovers Pam's body. And since she discovered the body by herself, that means she's going to be the next victim. Here's Vicki Benson, the actress, playing Mrs. Tipton. And she just became our next victim.
What's that blonde? Came out here. You alone?
And they discover her.
Came in the tree and there she was. Come on, let's get out of here, man.
And Allison discovers Mrs. Tipton in her death throes.
Listen up!
It's time to cause a panic.
Stay calm, but one of our girls has been murdered, all right? Let's just get out of here alive. Don't panic. This is the prize.
Of course, our heroes can't leave because the van has been tampered with.
We gotta walk out of here.
It's at least 40 miles.
You got a better idea?
What about the killer? We can't stay here.
You know, I'm starting to feel like the little kid.
Yeah.
They run into George Buck Flower.
All right.
An immediate
Girl's
suspect.
dead. Go on back now.
But the group gets separated, and Timmy, who's always filming stuff, apparently filmed his own death. Now this guy got some sort of bear trap on his head. I believe that's the cop.
Got you, you bastard.
Thank God it's over.
Apparently Buck was going to shoot Brent, but not before the mascot, Lucinda Dickey, Corey, shoots him.
The gun.
So they think they got the killer now, so Brent wants nothing more than to bone his girl.
We're live.
Kill me.
His weird behavior leads everyone to think that Brent is the killer.
Wish it wasn't. I really liked Brent. But we've got to stop him before he kills Bonnie. Corey, that's insane. What are you talking about?
And Corey is able to convince Allison. Who'll go ahead and shoots Brent. In all the hysterics, Corey is able to convince the police that Allison was the killer.
What's going to happen to Allison?
Well, your testimony. She'll be charged with the murders.
Turns out Corey was killing everybody.
Prison?
And as she's being taken away, she gets the realization.
Sure. She...
All right, let's talk about this movie, Cheerleader Camp. This is a movie that someone requested. Actually, I think a couple of people requested I watch this and review it a couple of months ago, actually. And I apologize for taking so long to get to it. It's just that I have a huge stack of movies to watch right now, and but I put it in there, and I finally got to it today. So anyway, it was also known as Bloody Pom Poms. It's a movie that I taped originally back in the 80s. I think I may have gotten it off cable. I actually may have rented it. I'm not sure. Maybe not about 1989 or so. And I watched it then, and I've seen it a couple times over the years. It's not a bad little flick. It's your typical 80s horror movie, slasher movie. Stars Betsy Russell and Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett, the singer. And Betsy Russell she had a bunch of movies early on. Private School, Tomboy, and she was like naked in all of them. But then I remember reading at the time, I think actually Joe Bob Briggs mentioned that she declared that she wasn't going to do any nude scenes anymore, and power to her, she stuck to it. Kept her clothes on in this one too, although not everybody did, which was cool. So anyway, it's a bunch of cheerleaders going to Camp Hurrah to learn how to cheer, and horny boys, horny girls. There's not a lot of sex going on in this movie, but there is some nude scenes. And then there's obviously a killer on the loose. And we find out it's Lucinda Dickey, the girl who's in the alligator mascot costume, who is killing everybody, and she shoots Leif Garrett near the end, and then sets up Betsy Russell to be the killer, and then they think she's done it all, and that's how the movie ends, with her being taken away and presumably charged with a bunch of grisly murders. So there you go. The movie itself, yeah, there were some couple times in this movie where it has kind of a creepy atmosphere, which I kind of like. I always like that quiet out in the woods kind of feeling where there's not a lot of soundtrack playing. That was kind of cool. And like I said, there's several, maybe not several nudies, but there are a few nudies in here. And it also co-starred Terry Weigel. She was the girl who got the scissors in the back of the head that came out her mouth. I think that was the first death, or at least the first murder that we saw on screen here. She was a Playboy model, and I remember at the time she had the distinction of being the only Playboy model to do porn after she appeared in Playboy. Yes, Terry Weigel went on to have a successful porn career for quite a while. He worked at a video store. We had a lot of Terry Weigel movies. It was she went from kind of mainstream B-movie actress to porn. So there you go. Anyway, it's not a bad little movie. It's put out by Anchor Bay. I'm not sure if this is still available anymore. It probably is. I've had this DVD a long time. First time I've actually watched the DVD, but it ain't bad. So anyway, it's called Cheerleader Camp. It's your typical slasher movie. Like I said, it's got some nudity, lovely ladies, few gore scenes, not a ton, but a few, and it's well worth watching. So watch the movie. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below, and thanks for the recommendation for watching it. It's been a long time since I saw it, and I'm glad I did again. So Cheerleader Camp, check it out. Watch it. Bye.